Hello from a relatively cold Australia. It's me, Madge, again. And this is just an update towards the Power Moon deck profile that I did a little while back with the update of VBT-04, I think it is. So after playing the deck quite a bit, it's just sort of come to realize that the new stuff isn't all that great. That's the sad, unfortunate truth of it all. It's just, yeah, unfortunately, as things stand, Alice is still way too good. The other cards just lack the power level to sort of keep up. And what, End of Stage Dragon is now like $2 USD, which is insane. But, oh well, that's what happens. But we'll still go over the deck profile, just to get a general understanding of how the deck should be built and sort of my still take on it. I didn't prepare myself earlier, but I should have. 8 crit still. Fronts are very useful in the multi-attack matchup against like Protect, when you still need to hit over those numbers when they get a trigger. So you possibly even go like, I don't know, 4, 6 maybe, because you don't really run out of hand too much through the effects of the new grade 2s like Misdirection and well, there's Dancing Princess of the Sky, which calls from the soul, so you still get quite a lot of soul charge, especially with Bunny. Like, that's like the general gist of all that is still going to be the same. PGs, of course, and heals, of course, like just as standard overall. Like if you go against a Neon Nectar player and they hit you for 63k because they just got like triple tomato, it's like, what are you gonna do about it? You still need to be able to guard that, especially if they, if you get critted, you're just gonna lose. So that's the sad, unfortunate case. Grade 3 engine is still pretty much Golden Beast Tamer. She's still pretty much the most solid grade 3 that the set has. Unfortunately, we're now back up to 4 Alice. It's just, yeah, there's not much really that Pale Moon has with the new stuff. It's just like Alice is still a really big hitter, still really good extending for your combos because she essentially can grab the workeroids of Jumping Jill, put something back in, pull something to back row to increase that column to about a 20k hit. You can put your Trapezis back into the, I don't know, you can call it Trapezis and then you can eat the Trapezis again to extend more combos for more Alice, so depending on how much counter charge you have. It's just, yeah, Alice is too strong. Alice is way too strong. But I still humor the thought of running, one of each. Because using 8 crits in this deck, with the first attack, you stack all the effects onto the Vanguard, and you can still hit at 37 in, like, of course, an ideal world, a 37k with 3 crit. 2 crit onto the Vanguard if you triggered, of course. And if you trigger again, you can get like another, double crit. You can become Gale Gust Dragon. Very unlikely, of course, but still possible. And funnily enough, like, Barking Dragon Tamer, it's kind of useful. One particular instance was when I was versing against a Bermuda Triangle deck, because they imported from Japan, so they had essentially what would be the upcoming BT deck profile, so either be Highlander or either be Melody. If you are super far behind, like if they get the insane nuts at the beginning of the game, and this is what you have in your hand, you can clear their board. I mean, they'll still get their board back because BT is just ridiculous in that way, but you can still get it back. You can still like detriment them quite a bit, especially if they're not really playing too smart about this stuff and they don't realize that you have this card in your deck. So they just wasted all of their key melody units or the key Highlander units, especially if they're playing Highlander. It's actually really good. Like, you wouldn't run more than 2 of each of these cards, unfortunately, but still really solid. Like, it's a very good niche, and I like that a lot. Your best counter charger, like, although what's his face? Knife Juggler is still a solid counter charger. His condition is a lot worse than this, which is literally, if you haven't counter charged in the turn, get the counter charge. Really solid, like this a lot. You can probably go to 1. I just prefer 2, because if it goes to damage, then you have no counter charge for the rest of the game, and you have to rely on heals, which in my case, it's not really going to be good. Dancing of the Princess Sky, really solid beta if you call her out from Soul. 12k, hits protect on her own. If you put it on the Excel marker, 22, requires a 15k guard. Just a good overall beta. Misdirection fills back up your hand, but you do need to remember that you have to have a grade 1 on turn 1. So you would have to either put like a purple trapezist or a midnight bunny down, or even like a starting presenter if you get flooded with those. Jill's just Jill, you know, probably the most solid grade 2 that the set has. Starting presenter, optimal grade 1 target, gets you an instant plus when you ride on it. In an ideal case, you get an Alice. If not, you don't get an Alice, you get like a Jill. Jill calls out something from the soul. That's a 4 unit field already. Bunny creates pseudo pressure by making them guard it, gets your soul charge into your soul. And of course, purple trapezist, you know, just combo extender, combo starter. It's just pretty solid. So yeah, sad unfortunate truth. That's on the offside. I should really put it in front. Alice, still probably the best iteration of standard Pale Moon. There's not much you can really do about it. It's just a solid card. Anyway, I somehow dragged this on for 10 minutes with my rambling. So thanks for watching. Hope you have a good one and expect more content in the future. Take care. Bye.